You're on speaker with Callie as well.
What?
You're on speaker and Callie's here.
Hi, Callie. Well, she won't know what I'm on about. It's been a week off weed now.
Well done.
I know. I'm fucking done it, man. Quit weed. Huh?
I do. Well done.
I know, yeah. I'm feeling motivated.
Good.
Still had 6 hours sleeping. I know most people are fine on that. Feel like a loser though. I'm half blind, it seems, as I open my eyes. I love the sun, but it burns this morning. I'd like to lie and say I figured my shit out now. I've fallen in love with someone. One time I feel like she's too good for me though. It's a beautiful connection either way. This time I promise not to fuck it up. As I stare at my aging face in the mirror, listening to peripheral vision as I turn over. Every day there's another new line, and props to you if you get that line. Anyways, she's able to see past the walls I put up. Cemented in place with metal locks and impenetrable doors, she sees past it. She sees just a scared little boy who's scared to go to school because he comes home with more bruises every day. She sees the teenager missing his dad, wondering why he fucked off so abruptly and so violently. But I don't want to dwell on that. These little songs are right alongside my main shit. They're just diary entries. I just put them out in the world cause fuck it. Maybe someone connect to it. I recently got my diagnosis. A.D.H.D. Trust me when I say it's not some personality quirk. It's a lot more than just being a bit hyper than a usual person. And it doesn't mean I'm going to use it as a bragging point like a lot of people I see about. They say, oh, it's my ADHD, like it's an excuse for everything. Mum asked how I felt when I got the diagnosis. Initially relieved, I guess. But bare sad when I look back on my life. Not knowing, I reckon I'd have been a lot kinder to myself. Not thought I was a weirdo, a freak. Hide my weirdisms from the world, if you will. Except when I was alone in my room. I would have hated myself a bit less probably, but it is what it is. I know now, so I need to start being kinder, just like we all do. The world's getting uglier by the minute, and there's shit we're all going through. Today the news is out that the Queen's dead, and I struggle to give a fuck. Yet the country's gonna prioritise this over everything, ain't it? Over the real problems once again. My mum says something true when I talk about it. About the shit that's gonna get overlooked once again, and how that's the part I'm losing my head about. She says no one's gonna thank you for being in a state of a shit you can't change. But I don't know how to turn off from it all. I walk past homeless every day when I go studio. I give the change I can, or the odd cigarette if I got one on me. On the days I forget I'm trying to quit. Helped out a lady called Kimberly the other night. She was out of her head drunk by my house because it's not my story to share. I had to stop a man fucked up on spice from hitting the curb as he slid off the lamppost he was leaning on. He muttered to me or just himself that his life was worth nothing. And I know a lot of people would just call him nitties. So how do I turn off on that? It's getting worse out there, and if I try being ignorant to it all, I probably just hate myself even more, so it seems pointless. But I feel guilty and fuck Liz Truss and any supporter of hers. I was in London last week and me and my boy Noah were having a coffee in the sun in Peckham. He literally pulls out his phone and says, as of a few minutes ago we have a new Prime Minister. Then literally, as he said that, the weather took a turn for the worse. You can't write it, can you? I got back last night. I don't want to live in London, it's not my vibe. Sometimes I feel like I'm looked at weirdly when I say that. Like I'm waving goodbye to any chance of a creative career, but I've spent years trying to build a life I don't hate. And so far it's going okay, I think. My music's going okay, and shit from the outside it probably looks like I'm smashing it when you just know me day by day from socials. Behind the scenes it's on and off, but I'm still trying. Simon knows how bad it gets, but he's not giving up on me. So for him, for Callie, for my mum, Daisy, for Mally, for anyone who's been there for me, I'll keep trying. I'm finally feeling like I'm making a home for myself. Where I'm at just so happens to be here, Cardiff. It's got its quirks, but I feel like I finally have friends I can trust. And there's people I see around town and at gigs, and they greet me with real love, and I don't take that lightly. So shout out to anyone who saves me or gives me a hug in Porters or the Moon or any of the clubs. It's all love, something I struggled to feel before. Self-absorbed mental health drugs galore, but not every day is grey now. I think a lot of that is thanks to you.
You're not ISM anymore. You are When are we going for breakfast? Come on.